Well, looky here. Look at the car we got today. Now these things used to be the most popular selling #1 car in North America, which is Canada and US combined. What is this car? This is a 91 or 92, but I'm pretty sure it's a 91 Ford Taurus with a 3-liter V6. Now the interesting part about these cars is they're not on the roads anymore. And why they're not on the roads anymore is because the motors blow up and the bodies rot off them. So this car here is a rare specimen these days, I guess you can call it. It was bought by an older lady in I think 94, and when she passed, her son inherited it, and it's got very low kilometers. I think it's got like 180,000 kilometers on it. Interior's pretty clean, so the car was taken care of. All the snow in there's from me. All the used motor oil. I collect used motor oil when I pick up vehicles, so yes, that's on me. But realistically, the only rust you're seeing on the body is that right there, and little bits over the wheel wells. Now, the first thing I do when I buy a car is I strip the trunk. People ask me why. I do it to see what the rust is like. As you can see, both rear quarters are actually pretty clean. This one here has a little bit of rot, but you know what? It's still solid. It's not like what you might see in some cars. Like I've got cars where the whole bottoms of these were gone. Like I even have Camrys like that. Here's your Ford famous fuel shutoff switch right there. So for all you guys that run bone stock classes where you can't move the tank and can't change any of the wiring, just bypass that. Nobody knows, trust me. So there's the trunk and the outsides. Let's get this thing up on the hoist and see what the underside looks like. I haven't even been underneath there yet. Okay, so now we got this car up here. The rear rails are a little flaky, but overall they're solid. Like you can see the famous Ford crush boxes back here that make the frame go down, so that would have to be addressed. That side looks even cleaner. You got a plastic rear bumper. Actually, that looks like a fiberglass kind of composite, so that's garbage. Ooh, the exhaust is garbage. But again, it's derby car, that comes off. It looks like it has new struts on it, so that's cool. It's got new sway bar mounts, that's cool. Even though the sway bar mount's busted, but it's got all new bushings, so that counts for something. This is where all the rear trailing arms and subframe is. That looks really solid. As you can see, it's pretty much damn good in there. Even all up inside here usually rots out on these. Again, a new strut. Bearings feel good. Here's the trailing arms. Now these don't look the best, but they're solid. Like it's just surface rust. Like as you can see, it's all still solid up inside there. Overall, I think this car is extremely solid. Rockers, maybe not so much, but other than that, floor's good. This is your subframe here. E-brake looks done. Everything up here, oh, look at that. The whole subframe's black. So that's a good sign. Where the subframe mounts to the floor, that looks solid over here. Little flaky on the driver's side, but not too bad. All the way up here, black subframe. That's what you want to see on these cars. Subframe mount, front frame, white, looks good. Again, fiberglass front bumper. That will have to be changed. Let's take a look at the driver's side. White frame, black subframe. So that's what you want to see on these things. Now, the interesting part of this car is it's a V6, so it all depends on wheelbase. Now, the internet says this is a wheelbase of 106. Now, I measured it and got 105.8. So, I'm going to say this is a mini car. And I will happily check again here for you again, and we'll see what the wheelbase is. But I'm pretty sure this is 100% mini car. For you guys that don't know how to check wheelbase, what you do is you measure center of wheel to the center of the rear wheel. And that gives you the wheelbase of the car. Now, when I do this by myself, what I do is I hook the tape on the edge of the rim, and I go to the front tire at the edge of the rim, and that will give me the wheelbase of the car. So let's get this thing wheelbased. Now my measurement's saying 105 is the wheelbase. Now when I imagine this goes down off the hoist, it will change just a bit. So that is a small car, boys and girls. So this goes in mini. That puts you mini at Thrill Show, mini at Impact. Those are the two main companies in my area. So let's get this car down. Now what am I going to do with this car? As of right now, I'm not entirely sure. I might keep it for myself, or I might sell this car. We'll see what happens. I'll put it up on the internet and see if anybody tries to bite at it. And the only reason why I'd like to sell it is because it's V6 and it's a mini car. And that's perfect. It works out every time I go to a Thrill Show event and every time I go to an Impact event. But sadly, that's only about 4 derbies a year is Thrill Show and Impact for me. Beaton, they'll make this run big car. Schaumburg, they'll make me run big car. Dundalk, they'll make me run big car. Every Smash Brothers event, which I attended, I think 3 last year, will make me run big car with this. Anyway, so if I keep this car and I build this car, I have to build it and think of where it's going months in advance. If I'm going to run a big car or I'm going to run a small car. So that is the only reason I'm looking to sell this one, if I do. So, oh well. That's the review on the 92 Ford Taurus I got. Or 91. I should really look at the VIN. Anyway, it's white, and it's a Ford, and it runs and drives. Doesn't stop, but runs and drives.